Hey guys, so I'm finally back with some news about patch 8.2 that I know a lot of you have been waiting for, especially after some of you were a bit disappointed with patch 8.15. Now in patch 8.2 we'll be introduced to a bunch of new systems which I'm personally excited to share with you guys, and I will start off with one of the minor systems called the mount equipment. You'll be able to find this new slot inside of your mount journal, and it works pretty similar to how a gem slot works, because if you decide to use another equipment it will actually destroy the current one you have equipped. So it's not based on a mount to mount basis, but it will enhance most of your mounts except for a few ones such as the Sky Golem. Now the reason for that is that it already has a special effect that allows you to get a herbs without getting dismounted, but who knows guys, perhaps they will decide to add this as a new mount equipment in the future as well, similar to what they did with the Water Strider. So now you might be wondering how you can unlock this new slot, and if you have a level 120 character in your account, it's pretty simple. You just need to log into the game whenever patch 8.2 releases, because the only prerequisite is that you have at least one level 100 character in your account, which I guess most of you guys watching my videos already has. Now let's move on to some of the new mount equipments that you will be getting. The first equipment I want to talk about is the inflatable mount shoe, which will give you the ability to walk on water, which is pretty cool. But this does however mean that the Water Strider won't be as useful anymore, since it will be losing its water walking. Now the reason why they're removing the water walking from the mount actually makes a lot of sense if you think about it, because they don't want one single mount to feel mandatory to use, since it would kinda diminish the purpose of this new system. But don't worry, if you already have a Water Strider in your collection, you will be receiving one free inflatable mount shoe in your mailbox, and if you don't, you can always buy it off from the vendor. Now the second equipment is called the saddle chute, and it can become pretty handy whenever you dismount high up in the air, because your mount will be getting a parachute. The third equipment will give you a daze immunity, and we all know how annoying it can be when you get dazed and knocked off your mount, so you can finally avoid it if you decide to use this equipment. The fourth and final equipment we have in the PTR is a flat 20% mount increase, but guys, just remember that all of these equipments could potentially end up being changed during the PTR. So basically that's the overall system that's being added in patch 8.2, and yeah, it does sound pretty good on paper. However, I do want to share some of my personal suggestions on how they could further improve on the system, and let's be honest guys, this system is long overdue. So, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, the Sky Golem allows you to get a herbs without getting dismounted, and this is a great thing if you have herbalism, so why not do the same thing as they did with the Water Strider and give us this effect as a mount equipment for those of us who have obtained the mount. This could even lead to a long-term reward system instead of the equipments being made by professions. I mean, I get it, I get what they're trying to do and that they want to make professions a bit more relevant and maybe even boost the economy a little, but I just don't think that this is the right solution, because yes, this might work in the beginning, but eventually the prices are going to go down and it wouldn't fix anything in the long run. So what I suggest is that they consider rewarding equipments through raid difficulties or maybe even through achievements. Now this way the system could actually end up being more relevant and pretty interesting, but what do you guys think? I mean, just imagine they could even add a ton of cool effects such as different glowing effects for your mounts, you know, similar to what we already have with the weapons. Now I'm always on board with more customization, and that's why my other suggestion is that they add the same level of customization as Wildstar had. Now let me explain what I mean. Now imagine if you had a mount and you could go out and farm different equipments from raids, achievements, world quests, mythic plus dungeons, and so on and so forth. These rewards could be anything from different kind of flags for your mounts that you can show off to your friends, to some accessories that you could actually attach to your mounts. I mean, it could even be silly stuff like a Christmas hat that your favorite mount could use during Christmas. Personally, I think that this could potentially make a completely new and long-term reward system, and a system that people would actually enjoy farming. I always say the more customization the better, and I feel like that this is something WoW is lacking, but hopefully this new system will bring us one step closer in the right direction. Anyways guys, that's the new mount equipment system and some of my personal suggestions. Feel free to comment in the comment section below and tell me what you think about these suggestions and what you think about the overall system as a whole. Anyways, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel if you want to keep up with all of the new stuff in patch 8.2. I hope to see you next time as well.